to die. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and no restrictions. My father said a hard head to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap, I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street, pissing in the cup, back and forth to court, found the DC school. I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my chief, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK. I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come. In the past, the Lord called me out the world, and that's not really fair. All it was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. Go ahead. All it was to be a gangster. I.S.U.P.K until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne. Nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster. But I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand. Gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can
Yeah. I.S.U.P.K. U.P.K. I let it be known, boy. I came in this bitch and I just started dancing. I let it be known, boy. My neck and my mouth is white gold like a man's. I let it be known, boy. That's my main squeeze, won't do me no evil. I let it be known, boy. They got your gun out on me, better pull it. And I don't care where it's at. Across the globe, across the map. When I catch you, I'm like, yeah, nigga, yeah. Let it be known, boy. I came out the mud, turned nothing into something. I let it be known, boy. I got two chains round my neck and they hunting. Check out my shit, cost 100. Gold on my mouth looking comely. Looking at you, boy, you dummy. Boy, check out my tool like I'm buying. I come with rules that you notice. I trimming my waist like a soldier. Knowing I ain't on focus. I separate you like you're holy. Wine leaking out my speakers, and I'm pouring more by the liter. Baby girl, I don't need you. I got rank like a liter. Really don't need no features. All these boys talking evil. To the way, but you see through. She gon' throw it back in pieces. I let it be known, boy. I came in this bitch and I just started dancing. I let it be known, boy. My neck and my mouth is white gold like a man's. I let it be known, boy. That's my main squeeze, won't do me no evil. I let it be known, boy. They got your gun out on me, better pull it. And I don't care where it's at. Across the globe, across the map. When I catch you, I'm like, yeah, nigga, yeah. Let it be known, boy. I came out the mud, turned nothing into something. I let it be known, boy. I got two chains around my neck and they hunting. You think you're hot? Well, I'm extinguishing. 5 sneakers, boy, I sweep your ass. Abbreviated, yeah, I call it pass. Boys pull and squeeze, sweep his ass. Bay Israelites, they telling. Your pastor 2 boys, power felon. Human traffic crackers got us, damn it. Boy, you're missing talent, I call it cold ever. Tell you what, and it's common sense. Cold blue, but I'm a bomb threat. UBK got me talking shit, boy, it's real spill, I clean a fucking mess. Hey, you'll fail if you try to test. I'm terrorizing what's up.
Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. You want to now, hey. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat all the brothers. Yahweh Shem Thumb Shem shout all the sisters. We're getting ready to get this Sabbath service started. 12. You got your I can't. You need a black one. You need a black one. It's a black one in there with my son. Present yourself up, yourself.
Super Warrior Allah, Banya Hawala, Banya Shala.
Super Warrior Allah, Banya Hawala, Banya Shala. Yahweh Shem Shabbat. Wine out of wine. Come on, brother. Select.
Yalla Shala.
Maya Shala. Imagine, meaning stand. Sawapan Yahakwadam, meaning turn and face the east. We're going to start off with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. So lock it. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malatuka, Taba'a, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathalanau, Lakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalaknau, Kabawatnau, Kasalaknau, Kabawathinau, Wala'a, Tabayayanau, Banasayawan, Abab, Hawashaya now, Mayan, Ra, Kayab, Lakab, Hamalakut, Waha'ala, Wataparat, Lawalumium, Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it.
This is the power of the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Baba Kashah, Nathan Lanao, Hakak, Larpa'ah, Kamakala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamat Zarayim, Hakak, Lahakim, Hamathium, Hakak, Arakawat, Hatama'alam, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the water Aman.
In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it.
This is the blessings for the rank instruction order of Israel. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Malika Alam, Wa Alahayim, Batazabiyah, Alawap Yahanna, Ha Alawapium, Ha Sarunyum, Ha Kwatazayoyum, Ha Kayoyoyum, Wa Agwatian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the water Aman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 121 in the Hebrew. I.S.U.P.K, Ayanya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ai, Izaria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayam, Wa'aratazal, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Al-Yad, Yam Yakab, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makarai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Mayatha, Wa'aid Iwalam.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yashala shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dami Yalakab, Al-Takarash, Wa Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Al-Yabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'ima Yamwa, Sawada, Wayatab, Ya'aitazawab, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidum, Magaya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'alam, Awada, Kaya, Nawa'aitazawab, Laba, Yakadwa, Al-Yaka, Bariyat, Yakarathwa, Ahaya, Adawam, Wayashima'alam, Yam, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'aimawana, Wa'aimalak, Palashat, Amyashabya, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Selah, Aishalaham, Kamajin, Kasaya Salakia, Kasaya Sarah, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyashwan, Nashimadwa, Bayadara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nada Yamawa, Ka'arab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, Kaunasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nairashah, Lanawa, At, Na'awat, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Rakab, Ka'ash, Tabia Ira, Wakalahabah, Talahat, Hariyam, Kantaradatma, Basairaka, Wabasa, Wapatka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyahan, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamkap, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Aida, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadawa, Kaya Atha, Shamkap, Yahawa, Labadka, Ayawan, Alkaha Arataza.
In English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yashala may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Ze'er. Yea, all their princes as Zebah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh, my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek my name. Salakia, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
Sir, Yashab, you mean to be seated, Baba Kashar? Shopping up here. Last week, so last week we left off on Exodus, the 22nd chapter, and the let me see. Exodus, the 22nd chapter, and the 16th verse, or the 22nd verse, so we're gonna be picking up there.
Shalom, shalom. For those of us that are just tuning in, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Sabbath service for Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm Priest and Officer of 1000 Bankayal, here with Priest and Officer Quadam and Trooper of Warrior Allah. I'm going to get this thing started in the spirit of the Lord. What do you say we were again, Salakia? The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 23.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 23 in the Hebrew. And if you want to follow along, we are in the Blue Letter Bible. So like it. The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 23. Kal, alamana, wayatawan. It's like a wayatawam, la'ah, ha'ai nawan. Verse 23. Aina, ha'aina, atwa, kaya, tazaak, yatazaak, alya, shamai, ashamai, tazai, kwat, wa. Verse 24. Wata, it's like a wakora, apaya, wahara, raharagat, ya, atkum, bakarab, wahayawa, nashayakum, ala manawat, waba na yakum, watamayum. Verse 25. Kasap, talawa, ath, I'm ath, ha'ainya, imak, la'a, tahaya, lawa, kana nasha, la'a, hashayam, one, al yawa, nashak. Verse 26. Kabal, takabal, shalamat, ra'ik, Id, Ba'a, Hashamash, Hashayaba, Noah, Lawa. Verse 27. Kaya, Hawa'a, Kasawata, Labada, Hawa'a, Shamalatwa, La'arawa, Bama, Yashabak, Yashakab, Wahaya, Kaya, Yatazaak, Alya, Washam, Aitaya, Kaya, Kanawan, Anya. Verse 28. Alahayam, La'a, Takwalal, Wanasha, Ya'a, Ba'aimak, La'a, Ta'ar. Verse 29. Mala'a, Tak, Wada, Ma'aik, La'a, Ta'a, Kar, Bakawar, Banayak, Tatan, Laya.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 22. Ye shall not afflict. Over 26. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 23. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. Verse 24. And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless.
Salaki, this is a very heavy point that's being brought out right now as far as, the way in which we're supposed to conduct ourselves with those that are oppressed within our nation. It is imperative that we do not take on the spirit of our oppressor. We don't take on the spirit of, the Edomites and the Hamites, and let them be oppressive in spirit. Right. We're supposed to have the spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood in here, right. And they're already oppressed. They don't have, a husband or a father. They were, for whatever reason, the Lord allowed them, to lose their lives. So it's already oppressive. So you should be a very thoughtful person when you're dealing with these people. Right. You should be very compassionate. You should have some sympathy or some empathy, some understanding when you're dealing with these people. Salakia. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 25. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a usurer. Neither shalt thou lay upon him usury.
Right. So we're talking about interest right now. Okay. Right. Matter of fact, if you the definition of usury. You know, we already know if you're behind how hard it is to get caught up, you know, let alone when they add interest to anything. You're already in the hole, you're already in the red, you're already in the negatives. So, you know, as your brother, why would you afflict your brother like that? Why would you oppress your brother in that manner?
Right.
You know, that's not the spirit that we're supposed to take, but that's so-called the Jewish man, you know, who runs the financial the economy of the earth. It's the reason why the interest rates are so high right now. It's the reason why the Fed had to continue to change the interest rates. It's because of this. You know, this is why you know you behind on your mortgage. This is why you know you get behind on your car note, you know, because of this interest. Your credit card debt. You think you paying something when you pay the bare minimum. You're getting ate up because of that usury.
Right.
Salakia. You got the definition?
Come on, sir. This is the book of Salakia. This is usury in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. The lending of money with an interest charged for its use.
Right. With an interest charge. So we were correct. All right, you can continue reading Salakia. You got another one?
Salakia. What is that? Unconscionable.
Yeah, unconscionable.
Unconscionable. An unconscionable or
Unconscionable. That word unconscionable. You know, when you think of the root to unconscionable is consciousness, right. Meaning that, you know, it don't even it's an irrational number. So it's an irrational amount of money.
Right.
You know, it's irrational for you to think that if this person is in a hole and you tack on 10, 15, 20% interest, that they're going to be able to dig themselves out of that hole. Good. So what you're doing is you're creating a slave in your brother. You're creating a slave in your sister when you do this.
Right.
They're going to be indebted to you forever. Go ahead. Is that it on that?
Or exorbitant rate or amount of interest.
Right. It's unthinkable for you to charge this type of interest, you know, on a loan. You know, if you got the money to give, just give it away, man.
Right.
You know, just give it away. Oftentimes, if I'm in a position where I can give a brother some money, I just give it to him. You know, I'm not expecting anything in return. You know, and that's how it's supposed to be with respect to our nation. This is what makes us strange within the eyes of the strangers or the other nations, because they would never do that. They would never sacrifice something, you know, for the sake of brotherhood. Salakia. Continue reading the scripture.
Verse 26. If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him by that the sun goeth down. Verse 27.
So we talk about take thy neighbor's raiment. What is raiment? It's just clothing, right?
Come.
To pledge. What does that mean to pledge it? Why would you be pledging your brother or sister's raiment? Your neighbor's raiment. What does that mean? Yeah, get the pledge. What does the pledge mean? Yeah, you got definition of pledge?
Con. I got it out of Google, not the Google, interlinear of the Blue Letter. It says to take a pledge, to lay pledge, to hold by a pledge, take in pledge.
So how often do you borrow something that belongs to your brother? Go ahead, brother.
A thing that is given as a security for the fulfillment of a contract or the payment of a debt and is liable to forfeiture in the event of failure.
So this is almost like consignment. You know, like a consignment shop. Are y'all familiar with consignment?
All right.
Yeah. So if you got like, you know,
Right.
Most of us, we got knockoffs, but you know, for those of us that are eating high off the hog, you know, and you can afford to Salakia, to buy, you know, that couture, you know, the Balenciaga and the Versace and the Louis Vuitton and the Givenchy or whatever, however you pronounce it. You could take this stuff to a consignment shop and, you know, they'll hold it for you, you know, on a loan, almost like a pawn shop, but with respect to your clothing. You know, how many times do you borrow something from someone else? I know oftentimes growing up, I would always, you know, my brother Kawal, you know, he had a different type of fashion sense. And I would always like wear his stuff, you know. Confession is good for the soul. It is. I ain't too, you know, but in me borrowing his things, I'm not going to return those things to him damaged, or I'm not going to wear it like it's mine, but wear it like it's his. I'm going to be very, very careful about how I treat these garments. Okay, read that verse again.
Verse 26. If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, thou shalt deliver it. Thou shalt deliver it unto him by that the sun goeth down.
Yeah, man, don't hold it forever, man. Give it back to him before the sun goes down. Keep reading.
Verse 27. For that is his covering only. It is his raiment for his skin. Wherein shall he sleep? And it shall come to pass when he crieth unto me that I will hear, for I am gracious.
Right.
Verse 28. Thou shalt not revive the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people.
All right, so pay attention to this verse right here. When it says revile the gods, how do you revile the gods? And that's a lowercase g. We're not talking about the name of the most high power right here. That name God is just translates to powers in the Hebrew, Elohim. Am I correct, Officer Gordon? Okay. So when you think about those that are in authority, they have power. They have power over you. They have power to make decisions. They have power to lead. They have the powers that the Most High Power has given them. Right. That's the reason why they denoted that this is a lowercase g. Right. All right. Do not confuse this with the name of God, because this is not the name of God. All right. The name of God is Yahweh. All right. Right. It says, "Thou shalt not revile the gods." How do you revile the gods?
So, like, sir, if I may, I got the Google definition of revile. It says criticize in an abusive or angrily insulting manner.
Good night. When you're at the top, everybody is criticizing every damn thing that you do. Right. When you are in the position of authority, everybody got something to say about what it is that you're doing. Like, if they were in your position, they would do anything better than you. That's how you revile them. You take on the spirit of hate and Captain I.S.U.P.K. How dare you? Right. How dare you open your damn mouth and say something negative about a man that's been holding his truth down longer than you've been alive. Right. Oftentimes, you don't understand the sacrifices that leaders make, man. And it's very this verse right here is heavy. It speaks volumes to me spiritually, because as a leader, there are tremendous sacrifices that you make that nobody will know outside of the Most High Power. All right. So you should not revile those leaders that are set up over your camp leaders, the brothers that you got to say Khan out of one Khan to. If you can't say Khan out of one Khan to Officer Zion or the Captain I.S.U.P.K. or the Commanding General YAHANNA, how the hell are you going to say Khan out of one Khan to Yahweh Shama? Right. Is that it on that?
Verse 29. Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits.
Right.
And of the liquor, and of thy liquor.
And of the what?
And of thy liquor.
And of the what?
And of thy liquor.
There you go, Christian, saying that it's a sin to drink. Right. We're reading it right here in the things that were written aforetime in the book of Exodus. It says what?
And of thy liquors.
And of thy liquors, right? What is liquor? I mean, you're talking about wine. Liquor is a little stronger than wine. Them spirits, right? Keep reading.
The firstborn of thy sons shalt thou give unto me.
That's right. That's right. The firstborn is the one that holds the inheritance, man. There's something special about being the firstborn son. Right. Not just being the firstborn of anything, but the firstborn son, man. There's a real blessing in being the firstborn son. Okay. Keep reading. Is that it on that? All right, Salakia.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 30 in the. Oh, Salakia. Just up here, Majum. What's on cry? Jerry, right? Oh, which one? Jerry, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Salakia. No, okay, most on correct. I mean, Isaiah, present yourself, Baba Kasha. Young man Isaiah, by Yahweh, by Yahshua. Yahweh, give him a hand.
One more time. You ready to sell? This rest is growing.
Most High in Christ.
Yashabian just up here.
We get it.
Oh, what's it like? I'm starting off anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Okay. This is the book of Exodus. Most High in Christ, man. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 30 in the Hebrew. Khan, Ha'aisha, Lasharak, Lataza'anak, Shaba'ait, Yum Yum, it's like Yahaya, Amwa, Bayawam, Hasham Yanaya, Tata Nawa, Laya. Verse 31. Wa'ana Nashaya, Kodash, Tahaya 1, Laya, Wabashar, Bashada, Tara Pa, La'a, Ta'akalawa, Laka Lab, Hashal Kawan, Atwa. The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 1 in the Hebrew. La'a, Hasha'a, Shamai, Shawa, Shawa'a, Al, Tashat, Yadak, Aim, Rashai, Lahayat, Aid, Kamas. Verse 2. La'a, Tahaya, Akarya, Rabayam, La Ra'ait, Wala'a, Ta'ana, Al, Rab, Lanatat, Akarya, Rabayam, it's like a Rabyam, Lahatat, verse 3, Wadal, La'a, Tahadar, Baria, Bawa, verse 4, Kaya, Tapagai, Shawar, Ayabak, Awa, Kamarwa, Ta'ai, Hashab, it's like a Tasha Yab, Nawa. That's the last one. Verse 5. It's like a Lawa, verse 5. Kaya, Tara'a, Kamawar, Shana'ak, Rabataza, Takat, Masha Awa, Waka Dalat, Ma'izab, Lawa, Izab, Ta'izab, Imwa.
Verse 30. Likewise shalt thou do with thy oxen and with thy sheep 7 days. It shall be with his dam on the 8th day thou shalt give it to me.
Most High in Christ. So, we're talking about giving a tenth. Right. We're talking about tithing essentially, but this is with respect to the livestock. It says, likewise, thou shalt what? Do with thine oxen and with thy sheep 7 days shall it be with his dam. What is his dam? Anybody know? It's an old zoological term here.
Somebody said that'd be like where he lives at, like.
Now look it up, player. Salakia, priest, big priest. Yeah. It shall be with his dam. Okay. Just read it. You can understand the context of what this is.
It says a barrier constructed.
Nope, keep going.
Not that one.
Not that one.
Okay, come. What is it? A rubber sheet.
Nope, keep going. Okay. No, you good. You good, brother. So when you think about, any animals that you might have, brothers, Judites are familiar with raising like pit bulls. There's a certain time period that animal has to remain with, its parent. You see it?
It says the same, to provide or restrain.
Go back. Go. I'll read it. So damn, according to Merriam-Webster, it says the female parent of an animal, and especially of a domestic animal. Why is it important for this animal to be with its mother for a period of 7 days? Why do you think it would be important? What does a mother do? Go ahead, brother. That's right. That's exactly it.
I think that word damn, madam,
Right.
Oh, okay, come.
Right. Most High in Christ. Get that brother a hand. Right. All right. You can keep reading, brother. What was verse 31? There you go.
And verse 31, and ye shall be the holy men unto me, neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beast any in the field.
Mhm.
Ye shall cast it to the dog.
That's right. The Most High Power said, ye shall be holy men.
Right.
We're supposed to be separate men. The Lord created us to he set us apart from all the other nations. We can't do what we see the other nations do. I've seen they call it repurposing. They'll take a deer or something that's been hit on the side of the road. You don't know how this. Well, obviously if it's on the side of the road, it got hit by a car.
Right.
But you don't know how long it's been out there. You know what I'm saying? That meat is not clean at all. Or if something is torn and it dies in the field, like you can't take that home and put it in a pot, man. That's what heathens do. Allow the heathens to say, Salaki. Go ahead, brother. Right. The Beverly Hillbillies. That's right. They ain't clamping it up. Right. That's right. And see, that's so crazy. They put it right in your face. Jay Clampett. That's right. The Beverly Hillbillies. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. We can't do that. That's a very low class thing to do anyway. You're not gonna bring me home no possum, no raccoon. That's been torn of beast. You don't know how this animal died. The Most High Power expects you to have a sense of decorum about yourself because we're royalty. All right. You're supposed to cast that stuff to the dogs. All right, where we at? Yes, sir.
Just understanding the spirit of what's being said and understanding that scripture, man, it's heavy because we read these things, we understand how the Lord allows us to set up a nation of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like because of our sins, like now we're dependent on somebody else to deal with us righteously according to that law. And they don't deal with us righteously.
Right.
That's why you see, like they show, you look at television today, you see chickens getting shot up with steroids. They're making the food grow faster. So they're not taking care of none of the animals. It's almost about everything that's done in this earth is consumed for profit.
Right.
So the Lord wasn't concerned about what profit was. It's about us dealing righteously when you deal with your brother or your sister. That has to take precedence over any money that you think you want to receive out of, out of your dealings with one another.
Right.
So something dead, you don't just pick it up and be like, all right, bro, I got this chicken over here. I say,
Right.
You can't do that. When we deal with these other nations, you see videos of how, I think one of the brothers posted the other day, so like, you think you drinking milk. This ain't milk, They hit the cow in the leg and See, with us, we're supposed to get a cover. We're supposed to do away with the animal.
Right.
We're supposed to separate that animal from the rest of the good stuff.
Right.
But we see how the other nation, they just deal with us strictly based off of profit. What they have to get from us when we purchase it. So
that's heavy. No, Most High, get that brother a hand. So like get an Ottawa hand. That's heavy that you said that because I always see those videos on YouTube. That's where COVID originated from. It's from the wet markets in China, as 45 would say, those open air markets. Whenever you go, like if you look at those videos where they're in Africa or they're in some third world, country,
Right.
You don't know where that meat coming from. How long it's been out there? They don't have the Food and Drug Administration, the USDA or the Food and Drug Administration, putting restrictions on how this food is prepared, how it's handled, where it came from. Good night. Brother, say anything.
That's right.
That can't be our custom, not in Israel. Salakia. Terrible. Right here, brother. 23 and 1. There you go.
Chapter 23. Thou shalt not raise a false report, put not thine hand with the wicked to be unrighteousness witness to thou shalt not follow muletide to do evil,
right.
Multitude to do evil now shalt.
Yeah, you got it. Finish that off for me.
Thou speak in a cause design after many rest judgments.
Most High in Christ. This brother said a lot right here. He's starting from verse 1. You not raising a false report. That's bearing false witness.
Right.
You lying on someone else. You think about what they charge Christ with.
Right.
They charge him with sedition. The Pharisees and the Sadducees, they came together and they charged him with sedition.
Right.
And he got put to death as an innocent man. That's raising a false report. He wasn't trying to upend the society. He was just speaking the facts. That Roman society is not the end all be it.
Right.
You think America is going to have the final say with respect to the Most High power. America's laws do not supersede, thus saith the Lord, man.
Right.
And then there talks about not following a multitude to do evil. That's what you do, when we're going to run down to the great concourse. You're going to go downtown, and they setting up over here in Festival Park. They've been setting up for 2-3 days. They got all the lights and everything prepared. Right. We're going to follow a multitude to do evil, to celebrate the so-called New Year. And we know that this is not the actual New Year begins in the springtime around Passover, man. This is doing evil when you celebrate the so-called New Year, when you ran down to Big Mama's house to go celebrate Christmas and to sit in that damn house with that Christmas tree, man. Right. That's following the multitude to do evil, Or go ahead, brother. Yeah, you got it.
And that's so heavy, man. You read these law, statutes, and commandments, man, and you see that Israel is supposed to be a civilized people, man. And these are laws that keeps us structured to be a civilized people. But if I wanted to go back with that out of one, if I may, with verse 1, because it says, thou shalt not raise a false report. That's everybody against the I.S.U.P.K, sir. Right. Everybody when it comes to Commander General YAHANNA. Yeah, I mean, y'all act like y'all don't see what we doing out here when it comes to doing the work for our people, man. Right. We got food drives, clothing drives, prison programs. Right. We got an officer that became a brother Salaki that became an officer in the jail. Right. He graduated Hebrew Academy in the jail cell out of one. But y'all raising a false report because y'all telling us that we're a hate group. Right. We love our people, man. Right. And we love our women too. They tell us, we they say what's the word I'm looking for out of while? Misogynistic. Right. Salakia. That's a false report against the I.S.U.P.K, man. That's right. We out here day in and day out doing and trying to build up our nation. Not building up our nation, Salakia. Right. But then, like it says, put down hand with the wicked, Salakia with the following the multitude to do wicked. We got to bring up that insurrection out of January the 6th. Oh, yeah. You understand? We see that Esau, these other nations are not a civilized people, but we want them to be saved with us in heaven, though, sir. Right. Salaki.
Christ. Yeah, right.
Verse 3, now neither shalt thou countenance a poor man, but in his cause, for if thou meet thine enemies, ox or his ass, going to astray, thou shall surely bring it back to him again.
Back in that brother hand, man. That make it hard on the young man. Come on.
If I may, out of what, but most high in Christ, man. This is why I love the I.S.U.P.K, and that's spiritual right there, because he hesitated, like, hold up, should I say this word?
That's
man?
right.
You understand? And that's
right.
a beautiful thing, because we know he's being led by a true father in the Lord, man. So if y'all didn't understand why we was laughing, that's why we're not picking at him reading. We're just understanding it. Like I said, it's a beautiful thing to see this, man. Like, good night. We'll finish that last verse, brother. Verse 5.
Verse 5. If thou shalt see the behind of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him.
That's right. Damn right. Most high in Christ. Yeah.
So like just up here at Majum. Officer Kawal Baba Kashar, please present yourself, sir.
Officer Kawal, Officer Kawal, Bani Howard, Bani SHALAM. Yahweh Shabbat.
YAHANNA, I'm just up here.
Read it. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 6. La'ah, Tata'ah, Mashapatah, Abadanayak, Slaki, Bara Yawa, Adabar, Shwakar, Tarakakwa, Wanakoya, Watazadayak, Al, the Kaya, La'ah, Atazadayak, Rasha'ai, Washakad, La'ah, Dakwaka, Kaya, Hashakad, Ya'irawa, Pakwa Kayam, Wayasalap, Dabaraya, Tazada Kwayam, Wagar, La'ah, Thalakwai, Thala Kataza, Watham, Yada Itham, Ath, Napash, Agar, Kaya, Garayam, Hayatham, Barataza, Matazarium, Washasha, Shanayam, Tazarai, Ath, Awatazak, Waisapath, Ath, Tabawaath, Washatabayath, Tashama, Sana'ah, Wanata, Shata'ah, Wakalawa, Abayanaya, Imak, Wayatharam,
Tha'akal, Kayath, Hashada'a, Kayan, Wasakan, Tha'isha'a, Lakaramak, Mazayatka. Verse 12. That's the last one. What 12 is? Okay, Shatah, Yamayam, Tha'isha'a, Ma'ashayak, Wabayawam, Hashabaya'aya, Tashabath, Lama'awan, Yanawak, Sharak, Shabarak, Wakamarak, Wainapash, Ban, Amathak, Wa'agor. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, and I started at 6. Verse 6. Thou shalt not wrest the judgment of thy poor in his cause. Verse 7. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not. For I will not justify the wicked. Verse 8. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise, and perverteth the words of the righteous. Verse 9. Also, thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart of a stranger, seeing ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Verse 10. And 6 years shalt thou sow thy land, and gather in the fruits thereof. Verse 11. But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest, and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat, and what they leave the beasts of the field shall eat. In like manner thou shalt deal with thine vineyard and with thy olive yard. Verse 12. 6 days shalt thou do thy work. On the 7th day thou shalt rest, that thine ox and thine ass may rest, and thy son of thy handmaid, and the stranger may be refreshed.
What's up, Christ? Just up here, imagine. Warrior, present yourself, Baba Kasha.
Trooper Warrior Allah, YAHANNA, SHALAM.
Yeshabnim, just up here. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 13 in the Hebrew. Wabakal, Ashar, Amarathya, Alayakam, Hashamarawa, Hashamarwa, Washam, Alahayam, Akaryam, La'a, Hazakayara, Hazakaryarawa, La'a, Yashamai, Al Payak. Verse 14, Shalash, Ragalayam, Takag, Laya, Bashana. Verse 15, Ath, Kag, Hamatazawat, Hashamar, Shaba'ait, Yum, Ta'akal, Matazawat, Ka'ashar, Tazawayat, Yataka, Lamawa Aid, Slaki Kadash, Ha'abya, Ha'ayab, Kaya, Ban, Slaki Bawa, Yatazaat, Matazarium, Wala'a, Yara'awa, Panya, Rayakam. Verse 16, Wakag, Haka Hakwatazayar, Bakawarya, Ma'aisha Yak, Ashar, Hazarai, Bashada, Wakag, Ha-Asap, Batazaat, Hashana, Ba'asapak, At, Ma'eshayak, Man, Hashada. Verse 17, Shalash, Pa'ai Mayam, Bashana, Yara'ah, Kal, Zakawarak, Al, Panya, Ha'aidan, Yahweh. Verse 18, La'ah, Tazabak, Al, Kamataza, Ram, Zabakia, Wala'ah, Yala, Yun, Halab, Slakia, Kalab, Kagya, Aid, Bakwar. Verse 19. Okay. Verse 19. Ra'ashayat, Bakarawa, Slakia, Bakawarya, Adama Matak, Tabaya'ah, Bayath, Yahweh, Al Hayak, La'ah, Tabashal, Gadya, Bakalab, Amawa.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the names of other gods. Neither let it be heard out thy mouth. Verse 14.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Khan. So that means that this Happy New Year's that we getting ready to celebrate.
Right.
The Most High told blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to do what? Read that last part.
Neither let it be heard out thy mouth.
Neither let it be heard out thy mouths, man.
Right.
It says, and make no mention of the name of other gods. We're mentioning the mention of Janus, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Whenever you're getting ready to celebrate, New Year's.
Right.
So we are this is our direct order to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians not to make a mention of it.
That's
not even let it be heard out your mouth. So you're not even supposed to be saying Happy New Year.
Right.
We're supposed to be waiting to the Passover, you understand, to celebrate the destruction of these Egyptians or these Africans, for lack of better words. So again, we are breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, and we don't even know it because we are in the Christian church.
Right.
We're not supposed to make a mention of these guys, man. And you continuously do it, or we continuously do that as a people whenever we celebrate Thanksgiving, whenever we celebrate any holiday that's outside of the Leviticus 23rd chapter. You understand? So like.
Verse 14. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Verse 15. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread.
Right.
Thou shalt not eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee. And the time appointed of the month, what was that? Abib. For in it thou shalt comest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
Good night.
Go ahead, Ottawa.
You want it now. You got it, Sam. You got that zeal to you today. No, that's just heavy because the Most High Power is outlining the days that we're supposed to, feast. So Memorial Day is off the table. The 4th of July is off the table, man.
Right.
That Christmas feast is off the table. Thanksgiving is off the table, man. The Lord is letting you know what it is that you are supposed to be doing as far as, in any celebratory feast. And he's telling you that this feast of unleavened bread, it has meaning. He wants you to be reflective of what he did for us, for our nation, in the sight of the world, in the sight of Pharaoh, in the sight of Egypt, Read that again. Read 15 again, Baba Kushah.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 15. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt not eat. So
we keep the feast of unleavened bread right after the Passover. Right. All right. And you know why we keep the feast of unleavened bread? We didn't have time to allow our bread to rise with the yeast. You know what I'm saying? It was time to get up and out of Egypt. Right. All right. The Egyptians was basically pushing us out of Egypt. They were giving
giving us their gold and giving us their riches,
Right.
so that we could leave. Because what was the firstborn of everything in Egypt died, man. The firstborn of everything that was not covered, by that blood over the doorpost, it died, man. The death angel took that. That was the Lord's doing. And this is another thing, we're not advocating for violence at all. Our power is the Most High. He fights our battles for us.
Right.
But he ain't gonna fight for us as long as we are being disobedient, as long as we're mentioning other gods, as long as we continue to celebrate the holidays of the other nations, man. At the root of every holiday celebration is the worship of another pagan deity. All right. So if you Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you got to get rid of the culture that you were given fresh off the slave ships. You got to get rid of it. Okay, because this is not reflective of the culture that the Most High Power gave us way back in the book of Exodus, man.
Right.
Keep reading.
Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, and the time appointed of the month of Abib. For in it thou comest out from Egypt,
Right.
and none shall appear before me empty.
So it's about sacrifice, man.
Right.
It's about afflicting your soul, afflicting your spirit. That's what our holidays are about. They have real meaning. And if you keep the holidays as the Most High Power commanded you, you're going to come out a stronger, more wise individual. When you celebrate Christmas, you just come out destroyed, man. You're spoiled. Your children are spoiled. They're throwing PlayStations up against the wall because it's not the newest PlayStation. We've seen that video, right? You're not eating pizza for 7 days. You're not eating the Big Mac that you would normally get for 7 days, man. You're not eating them donuts that you would normally eat for 7 days. We don't deny ourselves anything in America, The Lord is telling you need to afflict your spirit. He's preparing us for hard times, man. And that's how we celebrate one another. That's how we celebrate our culture. Is never forgetting where we came from, never forgetting the sacrifices that were made by our ancestors in order for us to be here today, man. All right, keep reading.
Go ahead.
Salak out of one.
I made, and it says the first month of what?
Abib.
Yeah, so that let you know that guess what, we had our own calendar as well.
That's right.
And we should look at the oppressor as just being the best things in sliced bread.
Right.
So in that month of Abib, we're supposed to celebrate the Passover.
Right.
Guess when that is? In the spring.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
We don't understand it. We we get lost in a whole other culture that has nothing to do with us.
Right.
We had our own month, our own holidays, our own celebration, but we come here and we just accept the fact that we're slaves to the oppressor.
Right.
And anything that goes against the status quo it has to be wrong. Instead of us breaking down what's actually in the scriptures and say, you know what, this is right above all the other cultures that's in here.
That's right.
And we get confused thinking that the cultures in the earth actually live by the Bible. They say on God and God we trust. But we look at these nations and we see that they have nothing to do with the scriptures and how they live have nothing to do with following the Lord.
That's right. Yeah, right.
Verse 16, and the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. Verse 17, 3 times in a year all thy males shall appear before the Lord God. Verse 18, thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. Verse 19, the first of the first fruits of thy land thou shalt bring into the house of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not see if a kid in his mother's milk.
This is a heavy one right here. This is where the fake with Salakia, the so-called Jewish man, they don't understand the Bible at all. This means that you can't eat a cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They don't believe in the mixing of dairy with meat or with beef. Seething a kid in his mother's milk. What is What does it mean, the seed? Basically means what, to boil or to soak, right? A kid. What is a kid? We're not talking about a child. Go ahead, brother. Right. Right. And so customarily they took this as you not being able to mix meat with the cheese. They got two separate refrigerators, man, in their home. Seriously, this is how ridiculous they are. They got two separate refrigerators in an Orthodox Jewish home. They got two separate ovens. They don't mix the two, all right? Which is so silly to me. You know, I don't think that's not what the Most High Power meant when he said that, all right? Keep reading. Yeah, you got it.
So that would be like eating veal, right?
Man, right.
Because
Right.
it says veal in a Merriam-Webster dictionary is the flesh of a young calf.
Mhm.
So that's what it's meaning, what it's talking about.
It's like the reason why I said it, because that kid or that calf, whatever it is still getting milk from the mother.
Right.
You understand? So it's not actually chewing the cud.
So most so like if I may add it on, going back up, like it said, those 7 days that child is supposed to be with their mother.
Right.
You know, you're destroying that, that whole kind.
This is a very carnal way of thinking. You don't even have compassion for the animals.
Right.
I was eating. I can't stand looking at them SPCA videos while I'm eating. You got to see some damn dog that's emaciated with mange, and he got conjunctivitis. I'm sitting here trying to eat a damn taco because some bastard doesn't have compassion to take care of his animals. Go ahead, sir. Salaki. That's right.
So you can't see an animal and like first thing come to your mind is profit.
Right.
Like hurry up. I gotta sell you to Mr. John. You know what I'm saying? Before you even get a chance to nurture the cat.
Right.
His mother, you so quick to just hand it off for profit. You shouldn't look at things strictly for profit.
It's terrible.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 20 in the Hebrew. Hana, Anyaka, Slaka, Ankaya, Shalak, Malak, La Panyak, La Shamarak, Badarak, Wala Haba, Yaak, Al, Hamakawam, Ashar, Hakanaya, Hakanathya, verse 21. Hashamar, Mapan Yewa, Washamai, Bakawa, Bakalawa, Al, Damar, Bawa, Kaya, La'a, Yasha'a, Lapasha'ai Kum, Kaya, Shamya, Bakarabwa, verse 22. Kaya, Shamai, Tashamai, Bakalawa, Wa'ai Shayat, Kal, Ashar, Adabar, Wa'aya Bayatya, At, Ayabayak, Watazaratya, At, Tazara Rayak, Kaya, verse 23, Kaya, Walak, Malaakia, Lapanyak, Wahabayak, Al, Ha'amaria, Wahakatya, Wahaparzaya, Wahakanaanya, Haka Waya, Wahayab Wasaya, Wahakat the Dat Yawa, verse 24. La'a Tashatka Wa, La'a Laha Yaham, Wala'a Ha'ai Badam, Wala'a Ta'aisha, Kama I Shayaham, Kaya Haras, Taha Rasam, Wasabar, Tashabar, Matazabat Yahum, verse 25. Wa'ai Badat, Wa'ai Badathum, Yahweh, Allahayakam, Wabarak, Ath, Lakamak, Wa'ath, Maya Mayak, Waha Sararatya, Makala, Makarabak, verse 26. La'a, Tahaya, Mashakala, Wa'ikora, Tazak, Ath, Masapar, Yamyak, Allah, Slakia, Amala'a. Okay, both sides.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter. Oh, Slakia. Verse 23. Slakia. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 20. Behold, I send an angel before thee.
Good night.
To keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Keep reading. Keep reading.
Verse 21. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Verse 22.
Salakia, this is heavy. This is a very heavy grouping of scripture here. You know, the Most High Power sent his angel before us to keep us in the way. This is love, man. The Lord sent an angel to correct us when we violate, his laws, statutes, or commandments. Right. We get held to a different standard than the other nations, man. We got the protection of the Lord, let alone the correction of the Lord at all times. You know, the eyes of the Lord are everywhere. That's what the Bible says. You know, so you think you're getting away with doing something? You're not. Right. You're not getting away with doing it. Right. Not only do you get punished because of it, we all get punished. Right. This is why it's imperative for you to be to hold true to your office if you're a priest and prophet. You know, we got a lot of work to do because I've seen a lot of niggas putting up Christmas trees this year. A lot of cats got a countdown on their social media, you know, for the so-called New Year. You know, we still this don't think this angel is not still before the Most High Power's nation. That's right. Still is. That's right. Salakia, keep reading, brother.
Verse 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice,
right,
and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversaries.
Right.
Verse 23. For mine angel shall go before thee, and bring thee in unto the
Amorites.
The Amorites.
So the Most High Power's angel is going to lead us amongst these heathens. We're supposed to be so locked into our customs, to our traditions. Right. We're supposed to know our heritage, man. Right. We're supposed to know what the Most High Power expects of us, so that when we come amongst these heathens, we know how to conduct ourselves. Right. You know, it's like, you know, your kids, you send your kids to the next door neighbor's house. They're not going to act like, you're not sending them over there to act like everybody else's kids. You're sending them over there to represent your family, to represent your name. Right. That's the Most High Power has done with us here in America. We're not supposed to be living like the Americans, this great melting pot of America. We're not supposed to be taking on the customs and traditions of all the other heathens that make up this amalgamation of America, man. We got our own separate culture. We have our own separate customs. We have our own separate traditions, man. It behooves you to get in class so you can learn those customs, because nowhere on the earth are these customs and traditions being taught outside of the banner of the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA, man. All right, keep reading, brother.
And the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites,
right,
and the Hivites,
right,
and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off.
That's right. When you go before these nations, the Lord's going to cut these other nations off, man. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be worried about being overtaken by them, you know, because the angel of the Lord is with you. The Lord sent that angel with you. He didn't send it with the other nations. So what the hell are you afraid of? Keep reading.
Verse 24. Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them and quite break down their images.
That's right. Keep reading.
Verse 25. And ye shall serve the Lord your God. Right. And he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee.
That's right.
Verse 26. There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, that's the one.
Listen on that Most High Christ.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 27 in the Hebrew. Ath, Ayamatya, Ashalak, Lapanyak, Wahamatya, Ath, Kal, Ha'aim, Ashar, Taba'ah, Baham, Wanat Taya, Ath, Kal, Ayabyak, Alayak, Irap, verse 28. Washalataya, Ath, Hatazara'i, Lapanyak, Wagarasha, Ath, Hakawaya, Ath, Haka Naanya, Wa'ath, Hakatya, Malapanyak, verse 29, La'ah, Agarashanya, Salakia, Agar Shanawa, Mapanyak, Bashana, Akath, Pun, Tahaya, Ha'arataza, Shamat, Waraba, Alyak, Kayath, Hashada, verse 30, Ma'ait, Iga Rashana, it's like Iga Ra Shanawa, Mapanyak, Id, Ashar, Thapara, Wana Kalat, Ath, Ha'arataza, verse 31, Washatya, Ath, Gabalak, Mayam, Sawap, Wa'id, Yum, Palashatyam, Wamaudabar, At, Slakaid, Hanahar, Kaya, Athan, Bayadakam, At, Yashabya, Ha'arataza, Wagara Shat Mawa, Mapanyak, verse 32, La'ah, the Karath, Laham, Wala'ah, Laha, Yaham, Bariyath, verse 33, La'ah, Yashabwa, Ba'aratazak, Pun, Yaka Taya'a, Wa, Atak, Laya, Kaya, Ha'ibad, Ath, Allaha Yaham, Kaya, Yahaya, Laka, Lama Wakwash. That's it.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 27. I will send my fear before thee, and I will destroy all the people to whom thou shalt come. And I will make all thine enemies turn their backs unto thee.
Right.
Verse 28. And I will send hornets before thee, which shall drive out the Hivites, and the Canaanites, and the Hittites. Hittites. Salakia.
You right. You said it right the first time. Hittite.
From before thee. Verse 29. I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year, lest the land become desolate, and the beasts of thy field multiply against thee. Verse 30. By little and little I will drive them out from before thee, until thou be increased and inherit the land. Verse 31. And I will set thy bonds from the Red Sea even unto the sea of the Philistines, and from the desert unto the river. For I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and thou shalt drive them out before thee.
Good night. That's heavy. The Most High Power, he's just not going to do away with these enemies. He's going to progressively destroy them over time. Instead of, him being all powerful, we serve a terrible power. Right. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if you were a heathen seeing how your society is falling, little by little over the course of time. You know what I mean? So this is the Lord, this is the power that we serve, man. It's imperative that we're obedient so that we can get these types of results here in America. This is the only way that this is going to come to fruition, is by us being obedient, us getting back to keeping our customs, man.
Right.
Keep reading.
Verse 32. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods.
Right. You can't make a covenant with the heathens, man. Right. Wanting to be joined with the heathens. They do it in a subtle manner. They say, oh, they're our allies. This is the reason why every so-called black organization has failed. It's not about diversity, equity, and inclusion with the Lord. The Lord called you to be separate. We got our own thing. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why we're doing research on Black Wall Street. And it's so crazy. In doing the research, we're seeing that, the reason why they gave the money over, the reason why they allowed black businesses to thrive in certain communities like Wilmington and Durham and Tulsa, Oklahoma, was because you had to do away with your customs. Get this money. Focus on getting this money. Don't try to hold true to your traditions. That's bad for business. Focus on getting this money. Our God is Mammon. That's what we worship. You got to worship him too. All right. And that's what happens when we make a covenant with the heathen. Or we join ourselves to their gods. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 33. They shall not dwell in thy land.
Right.
Lest they make the sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee.
That's right, man. We've been snared by Christmas for so long, man. We've been snared by celebrating New Year's and our birthdays and eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, man. And believing that by you getting Becky, that's better than a Shaniqua, man. Ain't no damn way. There's absolutely no way you can make me believe that Becky is better than Shaniqua. You know what I'm saying? What the hell are you smoking? Put down the weed, man. Good night. Salaki. Keep reading.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wa'al, Mashah, Amar, Ilah, Al, Yahweh, Atah, Wa'aharan, Nadab, Wa'abayah, Hawa'ah, Washaba'ayam, Mazakwa, Naya, Yasha'ala, Wahashat, Kawa, Yatam, good night. Mara Kwak, verse 2. Wana Gash, Masha, Labo, Slaka, Labadwa, Al Yahweh, Waham, La'ah, Yagashwa, Waha'aim, La'ah, Ya'alwa, Aimawa, verse 3. Wayaba'ah, Masha, Wayasapar, La'aim, Ath, Kal, Dabaria, Yahweh, Wa'at, Kal, Hamashapat, Yam, Waya, Ain, Kal, Ha'aim, Kowal, Akkad, Waya Amarwa, Kal, Hada, Barium, Ashar, Dabar, Yahweh, Na'aisha, verse 4. Waya Katab, Masha, Ath, Kal, Dabaria, Yahweh, Waya Shakam, Baba Kwar, Waya Ban, Mazabak, Takat, Hahar, Washatyam, Aishara, Matazabat, Lashanyam, Aishar, Shabbat Yasha'ala, verse 5. Wayashalak, Ath, Na'arya, Banya, Yasha'ala, Waya Alwa, Alat, Waya Zabatwa, Zabak Yum, Shalom Yum, La Yahweh, Paryam, verse 6. Waya Kwak, Masha, Kwataziyah, Hadam, Wayasham, Ba'aganat, Wakataziyah, Hadam, Zarak, Al, Hamazabak, Verse 7, Wayakwak, Sapar, Habaryath, Wayakwara, it's like a Wayakwara, Ba'azanya, Ha'aim, Waya Amarwa, Kal, Ashar, Dabar, Yahweh, Na'aisha, Wana Shamai. That's it.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 1. And he said unto Moses, come up unto the Lord, thou and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. Verse 2, and Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh. Neither shall the people go up with him.
And this speaks volumes about today. The Lord ain't in your fake Israelite group, man. He's not dealing with 1,001 people. He's dealing with one man, and that man is Commander General YAHANNA right now. You know, as Moses was as he dealt with Moses back in the Exodus, man. Keep reading.
Verse 3, and Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Lord hath said we will do.
That's right. We got to be, connected. We have to be saying the same thing. You can't have all these fake Israelite groups out here. You can't be falling into all these separate denominations under Christianity, man. We got to be one mind, one body, one spirit. We got to be under this one banner of the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Keep reading.
And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and build an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right. No 13th tribe. Keep reading.
Verse 5. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings, and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. Verse 6. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar.
Right.
Verse 7. He took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that the Lord have said we will do, and be obedient.
That's right. That's right. We have to be obedient. We have to be, what's the word I want to use? We have to be in agreement with respect to wanting to be obedient, man. There cannot be any detractors. You can't be lost in the way that you feeling or what you thinking. This is what's denoted via the scripture. This is the things that were written aforetime. We have to be of one accord. Salakia. And with that, is that it?
Just up here, Majum. Hey, Majum, everyone. Sarwapan Yahakodam. I'm getting ready to say these prayers. You ready to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew? Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malatuka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathalanao, Lakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalaknao, Kabawatnao, Kasalaknao, Kabawatnao, Wala'am, Tabi'ayanao, Banasayawam, Abal, Hawashayano, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakut, Waha'alam, Wataparat, Lavalumium, Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it.
This is a hakak, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua. Baba Kashab. Nathan Lanau. Hakak. Hakak. La Pa'ab. Kamakalab. Wakamadawab. Hakak. La Tahar. Hamatazarayim. Hakak. La Hakim. Hamatium. Hakak. Arakawat. Hatama Alam. Lagar Shem. By Hashem Yahushua. The Wadaman.
In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it.
This is the blessings for the reconstruction order of Israel in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai. Why Salaka. Why Mayaka Allah. Why Alahayim. Batazabiyah. Alawap Yahanna. Alawapim. Hasaranyim. Hakawaziyayim. Hakayoyim. Wa Agwatium. Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua. The water Aman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ai, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Ayatan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ayad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makarai, Yashamar, Atnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Mayata, Wa'aid Iwalam.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yashala shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dama Yalaka, Al-Takarash, Wa Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'an Yawa, Saiwada, Wayata, Ya'aitazawa, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amarawa, Lakawa, Wanakakiram, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Awada, Kaya, Nawatazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Arawam, Washama'ala, Yum, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'aimawana, Wa'aimalak, Palashat, Am Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Selah, Aishalaham, Kamajin, Kasayasara'a,
Sayasara,
Kayabyan,
Yabia,
Banakal,
Call,
Koyashwan, Nashamadwa,
Madwa,
Ba'anyadara,
Ayandara,
Hayawa,
Ayawa,
Daman,
Man,
Layadama,
Adama,
Shayatamwa,
Ayatamwa,
Nadayamawa,
Ayamawa,
Ka'arab,
Arab,
Wakazaba,
Kazaba,
Wakazabak,
Kazaba,
Wakatazal,
Katazal,
Mana'ai,
Manai,
Kana Sayakamwa,
Kanasakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amara,
Nairasha,
Ayarasha,
Lanawa,
Wa,
At,
Ah,
Na'awat,
Nawat,
Alahayam,
Hayam,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shayatamwa,
Ayatamwa,
Kagagala,
Kagagala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanya Raka,
Panyaraka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Tabia Ira,
Tabia Ira,
Wakala Haba,
Kahaba,
Tahalat,
Salat,
Hariyam,
Riyam,
Kantaradatma,
Kantaradap,
Basaya Raka,
Raka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapazka,
Wapaka,
Tabahalam,
Halam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Palawan,
Palawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Washwa,
Shumka,
Shaka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabahawa,
Wayabahawa,
Ajaid, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadayawa,
Ayawa,
Kaya Ata,
Ayata,
Shumka,
Shaka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Al-Yawan,
Ayawan,
Al-Kaha Arataza.
keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharallah may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kassan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as Zebah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
Sir, Sister Yashab, you mean to be seated, Baba Kasha? I'm in Israel, gird thyself to salute the Torah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakayah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakayah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakayah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakayah.
Men of Israel. We're going to give one courteous salute unto the teacher. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Imagine. Barak. How about Shimei Shab Rakatah?
How about Shimei Shab
Yahamatah. Sar, men of Israel. We're going to give one courteous salute to the sisters. Imagine, Baba Kashah. Men of Israel. We're going to give one courteous salute unto the sister. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Imagine. Barak.
Yahweh Shema by Shimei Shab.
Yahamatah. Sabbath dismissed, man.